Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? We've made it to episode 211. I feel like that's the first little threshold of 2025. I just told Jesse off camera that I haven't realized that it was 2025 yet, but indeed it is.
Oh, a little delayed. That's a little worrisome. You haven't realized. You did realize. You're just saying
I thought
that?
you meant the audio. We just were fucking with our audio for a while, and it was like, no, why is there
that
delay?
sounds fine, I think. I'm not sure. Also, guys, not to start off on a bizarre tangent, and this isn't a tangent at all, but if you see blood coming out of my nose, mind your fucking business. Thank you. I have literally been gushing all day.
Doing cocaine.
No, I'm not doing. I've never done cocaine in my life. I swear.
You don't. I feel like you wouldn't do well. I've tried it, but no, I didn't like it. I don't like snorting.
Oh yeah,
things in my nose. No thanks. Anyway, let's not talk about this.
We get demonetized
don't do
immediately.
Drugs. Oops. I do have a question though with nosebleeds.
Sure.
When you say you get a nosebleed, does that mean like it's like blood like gushing out of your nose, or is it like anytime I get a nosebleed, it's like because I like picked at a dry spot and then it is bleeding?
No, not Lily picking her boogers like Jojo Siwa. No, it's not that.
She eats them. Thank you very much.
There's a difference. No. So when I'm saying nosebleed, I'm saying like if I didn't have my head back, I would be gushing blood out.
See, I
could taste it. It slides down my throat.
I don't understand. Where is it coming from? Why is it happening?
So I think it's happening because of the heaters, because it's cold in Georgia, and I don't know. I've just been eating the heaters constantly.
And the cocaine.
And the cocaine, I guess. Yeah, it just literally fucks me up. And last night I just woke up and I just like tasted blood. And then ever since then, all day it's just been gushing. I had to do my makeup with a fucking tissue paper in both nostrils.
Oh my God. You have to like put the tampons in your nose.
Literally, and I don't really feel it until it's too late. And low-key, it kind of feels like just like a booger sometimes. And so like, I don't know if it's just like sliding down. This is disgusting. I'm sorry.
But that's, it truly is. It's really always baffled me because I don't think I've ever had a bloody nose where it's like bleeding from like from inside my head.
Oh, wow. That's actually crazy. I've had so many in my life. When I was little, I had them all the time. Yeah.
That's so scary. I feel like that's like,
yeah, make
sure nothing else is wrong.
Oh God, no. It's normal to have nosebleeds.
Is it? I've never gotten them. It's so weird to me.
I think that's actually weird that you haven't. Like, I don't feel like that's the normal experience. I feel like I'm living the normal experience.
I haven't gotten a nosebleed my entire life.
I think we should both see the doctors, all I'm saying. Anyway, guys, we do have an episode for you today, and boy, do we ever. Am I right, Lily?
I don't know. She made me not watch one of the things we're going to watch. You know that means so it's going to elicit quite the reaction.
Well, okay. So, first of all, I want to say,
are we covering Ash Trevino again?
Don't look at the doc. I will say, if you want to blame anyone for the topics that we are discussing, you can blame our patrons, because every Monday now we are asking them to vote on like 4 or 5 topics, and whoever wins first and second place are going to be the topics that we cover. And sometimes it'll just be the first topic if it's like too long and we need the whole episode for it. But anyway, they voted on this. They wanted Leo Skepi.
Who picked the options?
I did pick the options.
I was on board with one of them.
Something there,
one of them made sense, but Ash Trevino.
You're going to tell me that Ash Trevino could have gone through everything she's gone through in the last few months. And granted, I haven't even wanted to cover it because I am tired of her. I don't want to see her anymore. But
well, apparently they're better than my puppy videos. So
I couldn't not present it as an option, is what I'm saying. That wouldn't have been right.
I think we were like, oh, we're never going to talk about her again. But it was kind of like, there's always a caveat where it's like,
I was lying if I said that.
Unless something extreme happens. And like, I guess a lot of extreme things have happened, including, in my opinion, one of the most extreme, that Santos is dressed up as Gru.
Gru, yeah. I would say that's my favorite part of all of this, and he's acting like he's El Chapo, and it's very funny, and we're going to get into that. But anyway, we're not going to start with that one. I want to start with Leo Skepi because it's very strategic. I want you to see every bit of that, and Ash, I want to, like, depending on how long we go with Leo, then I will decide how much we cover of Ash, because, like, there's been a lot.
Okay, well, speaking of mafia bosses.
Okay. I'm scared. You know what? He hasn't come for us yet. And if anything, I would think that he just like, maybe if he knows who we are, which I think at this point he might, because of like the whole TikTok our video going viral. Yeah. He probably fucking despises us. And like, should he go on a murder spree one day? Maybe we're on the list. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think he is going to hurt us.
I don't think he's going to say anything because I think he's kind of like, who the fuck are they?
Oh, no. He absolutely would not say anything. And I will tell you why. Like, he literally addresses people that are criticizing him. But anyway, let's start from the very fucking beginning. plummeting. As you know, and we talked about this in our last episode, LA and just California, a large portion of California is on fire, and it's been devastating to thousands of people. They have lost their homes. It's been super traumatizing to witness. And we discussed it strictly because Lily lives an hour away from those fires.
Yeah.
So a ton of people were really concerned.
A breeze could have brought it closer to me and then I would have been
Absolutely. Screwed. Yeah. And even there was a fire that broke out not that far away from you last night and you were scared.
And fuck the news, because literally they're reporting on it like today and going like, oh, there's a new fire has broken out in Ventura, blah, blah. I was like, it was fully contained last night at like 3 a.m. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would you report on it today and say that it's...
You shouldn't have said that. Leo Skepi's going to eat that up because he says the news is delayed and that's why we need to heed his warning. Anyway, okay, let's start.
They were in that situation because I was really pissed about it. I was like, is there another one?
Right. But you were scared and a lot of people were concerned for Lily. So obviously we wanted to update you guys and tell you about the fires, but we didn't get into it like much. We just said you were okay, talked about it for a little bit and then moved on.
Yeah.
Well, after we filmed that, color me surprised when I see a creator named Emmy, who she's the one that like kind of looks like David Dobrik, right? Is that like what her thing is?
What?
I might have just made that up.
I think you just made that up.
But I'm pretty sure. No, actually,
take that back. She seems very nice. We don't want to make that comparison.
No. She seems really nice. She's collabed with David, actually. But like, I think that her thing was that she looked like David Dobrik and like she like leaned into it and then met him and it was a whole thing. Anyway.
Maybe. I have no idea.
I always get comments saying I look like David Dobrik. Do you think I look like David Dobrik at all?
We look like fucking twins.
Like, I've seen her before, definitely.
Oh, 100%. She's a huge TikToker. But anyway, so I saw this TikTok from Emmy calling out someone, and then all the comments were saying it was Leo Skepi. Jump scare. Immediately my heart sank. I was like, oh no, what do you do now? Because if you don't remember, we had an episode on old Leo, and it was probably one of the most insane things we've ever covered because it was essentially him documenting some sort of manifesto.
Yeah, he was basically broadcasting a manifesto of his plan that it was not like, oh, I kind of had this thought when... No, it was like a fully fleshed
out.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. And it was like, I'm going to murder. Well, first of all, it was all because of his ex, who I guess had
hurt
HIV
him real bad
and could have given him HIV. He didn't, but he could have. I mean, still very bad. But this is the thing. He came up with a murder-suicide plot, but it all was going to start with the ex who... He wasn't part of the murder angle because he didn't want to murder him because he wanted him to suffer. So he was just going to chop off all of his limbs, but not at like the base because he said he didn't want him to be, quote, full nugget.
So my plan was I was going to mutilate my ex. I was going to cut his arms and legs off at the elbows because I still wanted to have some nubs. Arms and legs at the knees and elbows. I didn't want to turn him into a full nugget. I wanted to just mutilate the fuck out of him, and I have the medical background to do it.
It is not funny. It was just the most, like
literally what?
We were watching it, like, what was that?
Horrified. But then also, the craziest part is that he involved, like, also kill, like, his dog, and then, like, a random nurse that was a bitch to me one time, and then, like, my doctor friends will keep him alive so that he'll just be alive enough to, like, watch me do all this crazy shit.
So that was about the ex, but then it expanded beyond the ex because it was, like, anyone that the ex ever loved or cared about, they were gonna die.
Oh, right,
and then anyone that ever wronged him. And then also just that bitch in nursing that he hated.
Right.
And then I had a long list of all the people from my past, from high school, and all of my bullies that I had, and just people that really pissed me off. Like this one lady in nursing school was just a raging fucking so I was going to take her out too before I went. I concocted this full plan.
I was most upset about the dogs, to be honest. But
yeah, the dog.
Yeah.
There was a girl named Brittany Simon who had done like a whole live stream. It was literally like 3 hours.
It was like 4 hours
watching this. Yeah. And then that's how I even was able to see it because he had deleted it. And then it was a snowball effect and people took that clip, put it on TikTok. And that's how everyone pretty much on TikTok knew about what Leo Skepi had done.
Honestly, I think it was before he had like millions of followers and it was on his YouTube channel, on his podcast. So it wasn't on his TikTok and he had deleted the video. Her video, I think only has like 15. I mean, it's 4 hours long. It didn't get much traction. So it only had like 15,000 views or something. And then ours, it's not like it was like, oh my God, we get so many views, but it got like over 100,000.
That was the snowball effect. That's when shit went down.
But it took a week or two and then someone clipped it. So like we had kind of forgotten about it already. And then all of a sudden, the next thing we knew, we had gone viral. And it was not like, oh, like a couple hundred. No. Millions and millions of views on like multiple people's re-uploads of our clips. And we're just like, oh my God.
To the point that he had to address it. basically, and
Yeah.
give a little, address it. But
Well,
he did
not address it.
because people were just like, sir, what the fuck? So now anytime you see something about Leo Skepi in the comments, there are people like, isn't this the guy who said he was going to murder his ex? Like that is kind of what he's known
That
for.
might be from us, yeah.
But anyway, that's the brief lore. That brings us to today. And you do need to know that for this to make any fucking sense, because Leo Skepi, I firmly believe, thinks that he is the head of an Albanian mafia. Like he is Batman, but like the bad Batman. I don't know if there's a bad Batman, but he thinks like he is that guy.
Passionate would be a nice way of putting it. He's very aggressive.
Aggressive, and he would say passionate about the causes. But when you actually break down what he's saying, and we have on multiple occasions, there's nothing there. Like the substance is not substancing. You know what I mean? And I am not the most profound speaker. Okay, some could say I don't know words that good. He genuinely,
Well,
I know it was a joke, Lily. Gosh, no, but he genuinely presents himself as both an extremely just
Intellectual.
intuitive, intellectual, emotionally intelligent person, and then on the flip side, an Albanian mafia person. It's very bizarre because he presents himself as a life coach, like that he is genuinely going to guide you through life.
he very much presents himself as someone who's very evolved, has learned a lot about themselves, knows a lot about other people, and is just in tune
but in a
with
condescending
everything.
way too, where he's just
Yeah.
but you wouldn't. I'm telling you guys because you don't know that. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to
he's
tell
more
you, 'cause you don't
evolved than
know.
everyone else.
Exactly. And that's how you know someone's not evolved. Anyway.
Wait, so you saw the Emmy video first. Is that because you didn't look
Yes.
at the Leo video that I had sent you 2 days earlier?
I guess that would be the case. Yes.
Because rarely do I see anything before you, but I randomly was on TikTok and you guys tagged us in it a bunch of times.
Oh.
And I sent it to you and
did
you never
they?
responded. So that makes
Apologies
sense.
for that, Queen. No, I definitely missed that one. My bad. But yeah, no. So I saw the Emmy video where she was calling out someone. It was nameless. We'll get into all of it. And then people in the comments were like, Leo Skepi. And I just was like, oh
It starts
no.
nameless. She has a few videos and she very quickly goes, I'm talking about Leo Skepi.
Yeah. Anyway, so the reason we brought that up and then brought up the LA fires is because he decided, you know what the world needs right now? California's on fire. People are terrified. They have lost everything. They have lost their home. Some people have lost their loved ones, their family, pets and shit. It's been heartbreaking to see. Genuinely, I have been in tears so many times. And that happens to me a lot on social media. When there's something bad that happens in the world and it shows up on my For You page, it just destroys me genuinely internally. It's a very difficult, I don't know if that's, I don't want to be like Shane Dawson. I'm an empath, but it just genuinely actually affects my mental health. And that's how I felt watching everything. And then also knowing so many people that live in LA, it's just very, very heartbreaking.
It's one thing to see tragedy, and then it's another to have to get off TikTok and actually reach out to the people because they're experiencing it. And you're like,
Yeah,
are
it's
you okay?
surreal.
Did
It
you
feels like a
evacuate?
weird-
And it's just it's too close to home.
Exactly. I think that's a fair way of putting it. So it's just been a weird ass few days since the fires broke out. And Leo was like, you know what? I know everybody's hurting, but I can make them hurt worse. And then he posted this.
Okay, this is for everybody in LA. If you survived the fire, congrats. This is round 2. This is threat number 2. Threat number 1 was the fire. It's slowing down. Great. Do not relax.
First of all,
Christ.
it is not slowing down.
When he posted this especially, it had
Yeah,
not even
that was,
been
at the
contained
peak.
probably at all. Yeah.
And one of the scariest things about this fire and why everyone is talking about it so much is because it's very unusual that you're going to have this many fires in such different neighborhoods that are all kind of close proximity. And then it's there's possibility that they could merge, and it's so fucking windy. And that's the thing, that's making it the most unpredictable, because it's a fire could be here, but suddenly there's a gust of wind and then it's somewhere else. So first of all, that already, no. And also, congrats if you survive the fire.
Okay, I literally was just about to say, can you imagine actually surviving a fire where your entire home is destroyed and you see this TikTok? I would crash the fuck out.
Congrats. And it'd be
Congrats.
thanks? What the
Now
fuck?
on to round 2. No relaxing. You're covered in fucking rubble and shit trying to get your belongings from your home.
You haven't
fuck
slept in a
off.
week,
What are
yeah.
you talking about?
This is game time because human beings are the apex predator. People are aware. Cops, nobody's responding to crimes right now. Everything is going to be covered and overlooked by this whole fire that's
Why was
happening.
overlooked in
People
air
are already
quotes?
breaking into businesses, breaking into houses, harming other people, unaliving other people, because nobody's gonna fucking take the time. There's too much happening for people to look at. Oh, this person's not breathing no more. Was it a red rum or was it the devastation. There's too
What?
many things.
There's a difference, bitch. What do you mean? Was this person shot or did they die due to like smoke inhalation? I think they'll be able to tell. That's
To
how
the
that,
devastation, did they die in a fire or did someone shoot them? I think like no one's going in and killing people and then trying to like
telling
disguise it as being
He
like
lives like if he is Batman. In his head, he lives in Gotham City. Like that is where he actually resides. Mind you, he, I guess, used to live in LA.
He's in
Doesn't
Dallas
even
right
live in
now.
LA anymore.
No,
Yeah,
he's in
he
Texas.
lives in Texas.
He's acting like
It's
he's
even
on the
richer.
streets seeing it all happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not even here.
Yeah, he's on the ground. He's seeing everything happen. You don't even go here.
No one's there to help you right now. So protect you and yours at all costs. And I mean all costs. All that fucking pent up bullshit that everybody got from 2024, you want to crash the fuck out? Save it. You about to need it.
Is he okay, actually?
At all costs. Like, why are you're literally encouraging people to go murder people.
I have had family members, and I'm not going to say like what family member it was, but I've had close family members in the last few years move to Texas and become very interesting. And one of the things that happens to, I'm not saying you move to Texas, this happens, but like this is
love
what has
guns?
happened to him. They love guns. Sure, that's a Texas thing, but they like fantasize about murdering people. Like literally like, let someone come in my house. I will kill them to protect my family. I'm like, bitch, you live in like the most cookie cutter neighborhood. And yes, anything could happen. But like, it's just like the weird fantasy. It's almost like they want it to happen. That's what I feel about Leo Skepi. He
Well, it's
wants
like all the
that shit to
people that are
happen.
like prepping for like the next civil war and like it's all this stuff.
Like
and
if you want to can your shit because you think everybody's going to come and like, we're not going to have food or something, sure, be a prepper.
go
But I
in
think
your
there's
bunker,
a line.
but like we don't need to be out there like expecting everyone is trying to kill you during tragedies, and especially what I've seen like through friends and stuff on social media. In LA right now, it's very much people like coming together as a community to help each
Absolutely,
other.
yeah.
Not a bunch of people like free for all, like everyone for themselves. Like, no.
I don't even know what the theory would be because he's talking about protect your house, protect.
He's talking about,
People
like,
are
looting
losing
and
their
stuff.
homes. Someone lost everything, and they're just gonna like go to the nearest house and like try to. What they don't even have a weapon because it burned too. Like, what do you mean?
So here's the situations that like, at least that I've seen, is there have been some examples of looting. I don't think in like stores and stuff. It's been like in nice neighborhoods that are getting evacuated. And then they'll go in and steal stuff. So it's like they're going to the big houses that people are evacuating to like get to safety. And they're running in at the last minute and being like, I'm going to take all of their shit.
like
But,
literally before it burns because those places then burned.
I guess. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but he's acting like we're in the purge.
That's the thing. There's bad people everywhere. There's people with bad intentions everywhere. Nobody's dumb. Nobody's blind to that fact. But you're trying to put everyone in one category and be like, we are in danger. And that actually seems like the dangerous thing to do. Like that actually seems harmful.
Because if you have everyone thinking that they need to be on edge, people do react to things disproportionately when they're on edge. And it's like, if you're
Yeah.
trying to make everyone think that everyone's out to get you, then like they're going to think everyone's out to get them. And then everyone's just going to be at each other's throats. That's what's going to cause more of an issue than there actually is right now. That
Yeah, a
he's-
few outliers who were criminals before and will be criminals now and just take
Exactly.
advantage of a situation.
Yeah.
This is about to become a fight for resources. And you're also going to be dealing with people in the society of LA. All these homeless people been waiting for their moment. This is their time to shine. They're already breaking into houses, businesses, stealing. People are setting more fires just because they want to watch this shit go down.
I'm sorry,
Sources,
first of all,
bitch.
sir.
Now,
Yeah, I was going to say,
quickly,
I'm going to need to know
quickly.
which arsonist you spoke to. He seems to know their,
wanna watch the
their
world
logic
burn.
behind why they're doing it and not just that they're like fucking crazy. But the homeless people comment?
Yeah, to present homeless people as they were waiting for a chance to hurt people is insane.
Oh my God. It's just like, what the fuck are you saying? And when was the last time you've spoken to a homeless person?
Oh, he says all of that in his YouTube video, which
Oh,
he then
God.
posted, I think, like a 30-minute video elaborating on this. So get ready.
She wouldn't let me watch
But
that yet.
essentially, he is saying that homeless people as a whole, he is not saying some homeless people, even if he did say that, that would still be super harmful. He is saying homeless people, which mind you, imagine many homeless people do not have an electronic device with any sort of internet or data to be able to even know what is happening. I saw a TikTok of someone saying, if you see a homeless person, please let them know what's going on. There was a guy who was covered in ash and he was homeless. And the homeless guy said something about like it being dirt all over him. And the guy looked at him and was like, no, that's ash. There's fires right now. Like you need to wear a mask if you could find one. And the guy had no idea. So you're saying homeless people are there rubbing their hands together, being like, finally, we're on an even playing field. All these people lost their homes and now they're homeless too. And I'm gonna do what? Kill them? Like, what is the insinuation actually? It's a very, 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 very irresponsible insinuation to put out there. And the way that he elaborates on it and doubles down on it is insane. And we will let him do that. But just, wow.
To act like they're all violent criminals is just like, fuck you.
Literally. Like, that is just evil. And they are already, like, you want to talk about vulnerable. That would be the most vulnerable population in any national disaster, would be a homeless person without a fucking home during a hurricane or tornado or fires or anything.
It's not just like during the fire, it's the air quality afterwards. Like,
Absolutely.
It's being said that it's like people are getting like really sick because the air quality in LA is so bad.
It's just, it's absolutely insane to say that sentence out loud. And for him to stand by it and people to also stand by it, that's a whole other thing we're going to get into, is fucking crazy, actually.
As if people don't judge homeless people enough already.
Literally. That's what's so upsetting about it. Because it's just like, okay, they already have a reputation where most people believe they're on drugs. Most people believe that if they had the chance would, I don't know, be malicious and snatch something from you and take it. Like, that is their reality. So for you to further the narrative that they are the danger is fucking crazy.
So keep in mind, the fire going away is threat number one.
Hasn't got away yet,
I'm happy
but okay.
if you survived. I'm so fucking goddamn sorry everybody's in this goddamn position. It's the worst thing that can happen. But this is threat number two.
Next to homeless
this is
people
the one
killing you, I
really
guess.
gotta pray to make it the fuck out of. And when I say protect you and yours at all costs, I mean at all costs, because their crimes are kind of free for all. But if you gotta do what you gotta do, everybody's kind of free. This is all alleged also, because I'm making this video. But everybody there, you know what the fuck is really going on. You know what to do. So do not hesitate
What
to
you're
do it.
literally going like, no one's gonna know if you killed a homeless person, basically at this point.
I
That's
don't know
I'm
what the
gathering.
fuck he's actually meaning, but to say to millions of people who have seen this TikTok, you know what to do, do not hesitate, is actually, you should be like held accountable. Like, you are irresponsible as fuck. That is insane. You can't say that.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised from the person that put up their like manifesto about a murder-suicide plot.
I
but
will
like,
say a lot of comments from some of the girlies who watched that video were supporting, I'm talking about the manifesto episode, were supporting him and being like, you guys just don't get Leo. To which I say, genuinely, that's weird. Like, normally I'm like, follow who you want, whatever. The shit he says from an objective perspective is crazy. Wait,
and
what
like
is this?
there were even I've seen people defend the manifesto part where it was like, so you've never had an intrusive thought before? And it's like, that's
Not like that.
not what this was.
I have had some crazy intrusive thoughts. That wasn't even close. That was a plan.
Well,
He wrote that
we've talked
down,
about
basically.
it. That's the thing. It's like, it wasn't a thought. It was
No.
something he thought, then something he like actually kept thinking about. I don't know if he said he had it written down somewhere, but it was like he put it into a full-on fucking plan. Then he had people that he was supposedly going to get help from. He had like a list of people he was going to take out. Like, that isn't an intrusive thought, you guys.
No, there's a big difference. And I do think that genuinely, if you're someone that enjoys his content, I would be careful, only because, consume what you want, girl. It is what it is. But I would be careful because he is someone that orders basically people to do things. Like, his way of being a life coach is like, this is what you need to do. And the things he's saying are dangerous, period. And this is proof of that. Like, I feel like genuinely, as much as he's presenting himself as someone that cares about your safety, he is insinuating that there's imminent danger that you need to be scared of.
It's not even like he's full on just being like, defend yourself. He's like acting like, go on the offensive. You know what to do. And it's like,
that's what the vibe is. Yeah. It's not even just giving, if someone comes up to you, you have every right to defend yourself, which, like, duh, everybody knows that. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah, exactly.
This is giving like, they're coming. Get them. It's just.
Well, also the fear mongering about like the resources not being available. And I'll see if I can find it and I'll insert it. I saw a TikTok of some other guy that was being very conspiracy theorist about everything. And he was showing that he was at a grocery store late at night in like the middle of LA, not far from like evacuation places. And he was like showing the cars pulling in the parking lot. He goes, the grocery store, like, it's never this busy this late. It's 11 p.m. blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. People are like, are you kidding? No shit, it's gonna be a little more crowded than normal. Why are you acting like this is like so crazy? And it's like, yeah, there's fucking fires everywhere.
Some weird stuff's happening in LA. Look, people got suitcases, okay? That's the line right now for an electric car parking. There's already no water inside of the grocery store, literally none. LA, San Diego, both major port cities. The biggest ports on the West Coast, San Diego, LA, they're both catching on fire. Hollywood Hills now has a massive moving fire. It's all of the firefighters from California, most of them have moved to LA to try and support Los Angeles. And I mean, it sounds like a big chess game here that's gonna get everyone fucked. Now here's the problem. Power grid goes down, it's already gone down in many areas. No electricity, no gas, no food, no water, no sewage. Pentagon predicts that within 30 days of a power outage, 97% of the population is dead. So get the fuck out of LA, send this to your friends. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying things are getting weird. And look, it's evident. I'm literally at the grocery store. It's late as fuck. It's packed. It's always empty. It's fucking packed right now. That's the fucking car line, electric car line. Look, it goes on and on and on and on. And those are all electric car things. It keeps going. Something is fucking weird. It's happening. My reputation's on the line. I am a very, very successful guy. My reputation's on the line. I wouldn't be saying this shit if I wasn't worried about it and if I didn't care about you. But I think that I should use my platform to share my knowledge. If you're in LA, get on a fucking flight, get the fuck out, try and do something, because if shit hits the fan, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. You gotta act before everyone else acts, not after.
Are you kidding? People, like, my mom told me to go get water the other day.
You don't even drink water.
Literally, Jessie responded. She goes, "Oh, that's funny."
So she
I was
means
like,
red
yeah,
Gatorade.
I bought water for Max. No, but like the thought that it's like we're out of resources, nothing is like, no. Do you know how big LA is? A lot of LA is still not on fire. Like,
Yeah.
I know we've said like it feels like it's all on fire, but like it's not.
It's not.
And the other thing, women, stick the fuck together. Be as vicious as you have to be. Nobody can respond to a crime call right now. Cops can't get down the
Yes,
fucking
they
road to
can.
nobody.
Like this false narrative that like there's no police officers.
Is he insinuating that women are at a higher risk for sexual assault right now?
I think he's
Shut the fuck
they're at a
up.
higher risk for any kind of crime, period.
Yeah, but like, what the fuck? Like, I just feel like that is, and is it stick together? Sir,
It's like we already do. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Women are highly susceptible to sexual assault any day of the week. Hate to break it to you. I don't think the fire's gonna fucking put them at a higher risk, to be honest. That is insane. Oh my God. I just remembered he does explain that point in the YouTube video. Okay, we have to keep going so we could get to that. It's so good. And by that, I mean horrible.
If men want to come in your house and overpower you, or men want to catch you and find you, what you gonna do? There's no one to call. There's no one.
What are we ever gonna do, Leo? That's the life that.
Yeah, it's like,
sorry, newsflash,
welcome to
motherfucker.
being a woman.
Yeah, we don't need you to tell us we're in danger at all times. No shit, Sherlock. We know that if we go to a fucking grocery store, some freak could follow us home and kill us. What the fuck do we need you to tell us that for? That's actually offensive, actually, and I'm actually upset. I'm sorry.
And like all these criminals, like what's their goal? I thought it was to like loot houses and stuff. Now
And
it's
is he still
to,
talking about the
apparently-
homeless people? Are the homeless people the ones coming to our house and
I
trying
don't
to hurt us?
know. Who knows? Now they're gonna come our word, everyone. I thought they were busy like stealing.
They can get a lot done in a day, apparently, in Leo's head. They're just on a crime spree all day.
So when I say life or death, and it's your life or your death, so act accordingly. This is not over, and there's no time to cry yet. Not yet. I am so fucking sorry.
You're in fucking Texas, bro. People have a right to cry over the people and belongings and memories that they have lost forever. Everyone always has the right to fucking feel their feelings, bro. You're the life coach. You should know
How
that.
dare you? Half the people probably aren't even crying because they're still in shock because they lost their fucking house.
Literally.
And the fact that you're like, there's no time to cry. Are you
Shut
kidding?
up. Shut up. Nobody
What are you-
asked you.
Like, go
If
away.
they're crying, then there's time to cry.
Sorry to everybody caught up in this. I'm gonna send you strength. Ain't no thoughts and prayers and bullshit, baby. I'm gonna try and send you some fucking strength. Do what you've got to do.
How about you send some donations? When nobody needs your strength, I promise. What's more bizarre than this being posted was the amount of people, influencers included, were looking at you, Tana Mojo, supporting this message. Being like, oh my God, period, king. Like you just said I'm like, am I living in a fucking fever dream? What are you guys listening to? Because I just heard nonsensical nonsense that genuinely I feel like if you told a therapist about, they'd be like, oh yes, of course. Get the room ready. Like I feel like that would just be
The reason I sent it to you was because it's like, oh my God, he's doing it again.
Nursey's out again.
So to see so many people agreeing and a lot of influencers and some people I even knew that I'm like, what? Guys, what? The only explanation in my head that I'm like trying to justify it is like they're just like really like frazzled and like
They're not in their right mind.
yeah, and that they are just like hearing it and being like, oh, he sounds, I don't know. They're like not really realizing fully what he's saying.
Tana Mojo commenting this with a period, just being like, this is basically what people needed to hear. is absolutely fucking insane.
Again, it's like, I'm not defending them. I'm just like, I feel like they have to just like not be thinking about it.
Well, think about it. You've been
But then
canceled
there's some
5,000
people that have
times.
doubled down and defended it more. So finna be in the pit, girl.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. But yeah, I was just shocked. And I know a lot of people were too. These comments specifically on Emmy's TikTok that we're going to watch right
I
now.
pulled these
This is the one before she mentioned Leo Skepi's name. And this is the first thing that I saw. A lot of the comments were, when they found out it was about Leo Skepi, disappointed in mutuals and stuff that they had on TikTok that were reposting it. And people were just like, people I never thought would agree with that message were like super on board for his weird, like, let's fucking get him message. Like,
But it was
just, it was very
wild
weird.
because you would maybe expect on his that he would have a lot of support because people like know he's like that. But two of the
Ew.
comments I found on Emmy's, are people going, someone always got a problem with Leo. Not me, though. Stay safe. Okay. This one, though, killed me because this was a sentiment I feel like we got a lot when we were covering the manifesto situation, where it's someone goes, babe, he's Albanian. From my experience, they tend to joke a lot. It's really not that deep. That's not a joke. It's not funny, at least.
Well, that's the thing. This is not a joke at all. Like, the manifesto you could have said was like him exaggerating, but like, I disagree. I think that he was
none of
being
it's
dead
funny. None of
serious.
it's a joke. None of it's like, he wasn't serious. Yes, he is.
Oh no, that's what makes him terrifying. He's dead ass fucking
Exactly.
serious about all of this. But anyway, let's watch the TikTok that Emmy posted. This was her first one.
I don't think I need to name names for people to figure out what I'm saying right now. To make a video and imply that people should be more horrified than they already are, like, you need to be ready. Like, people are gonna come fucking rob you. There's a natural disaster going on and people's houses are burning down. Also, didn't you literally plan to murder somebody?
Period.
Hi, didn't you dangle someone over a balcony?
Okay, what's that about?
I didn't hear. Okay, I didn't know
What's
what that was about.
I keep hearing that. I'm like, we need to find the source. When did he dangle someone? Is he Michael Jackson? What's happening?
I know.
Can we get a fact check? I mean, I don't doubt it. Listen, I
I'll
really
Google it
don't
really
doubt
fast.
it. But anyway, we'll let her continue while Lily does that.
I think we should be scared of you. I think we should be scared of you.
We should.
It's just like one thing at a time, one step at a time. It's like people aren't just dilly-dallying around breaking into everyone's house, okay? Like, there's... Holy fuck! I can't. And it's also, like, cracking me the fuck up that, like, Stop.
This is giving someone that actually lives in LA and is like
She does.
experiencing everything.
That's why she has a fucking mask.
Oh,
around
she
her
does?
neck.
Yeah, no, that makes so
Yeah.
much sense because she's giving someone that's just like, shut the fuck up. We're already experiencing enough. What are you doing?
When I Googled Leo Skepi balcony, one of the things that comes up is he dangled his ex who was HIV positive over a balcony because the ex never told him that. So he put his ex's life at risk the same way.
That tracks, to be honest. I mean, we'll need a slight fact check on aisle 5, but I do think that
even
tracks.
if you just told me he did that and the manifesto never happened, that one I could maybe get behind and be like, I mean, still very extreme, but like, I get it. No.
Stop. It's just like, encourage people to donate, but I promise you don't need to make a TikTok vlog about it.
That's the thing. He didn't even encourage people to donate. That's like, that wasn't the message.
Because he wants them to instead like buy weapons to then defend
Yeah,
themselves.
don't give your money to anybody. Just go to the nearest fucking Dick's Sporting Goods and get a shotgun and go to town. Like, what are you actually telling people to do?
Maybe
I'm
a
so
machete.
confused. Oh my God.
Just go help your community. A, B,
Well, it's not
I
his
just have a
community.
lot
He's in
to
Texas.
say. I have a lot to say, but like back to the other thing, like implying that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm digging myself.
No,
a
keep
hole.
going.
I'm getting really fucking mad though.
She does.
It's just like we should be scared of you, girl. We should be scared of the person dangling someone over a balcony. Actually, let me dig the hole back up real quick because I just watched that. I have another thought. Why are you implying the purge is happening, bitch? Like, your community needs you more than ever right now. Everyone needs help. Help your community. You actually have talked about how much you hate Los Angeles, so just stay out of it. It's not the fucking purge.
He's
People
not
need
here.
help right now. So basically, this is me saying, go volunteer, donate, help your community, do what you can.
He's in Texas,
Thank you.
really. He
Yeah, I
was
don't know if
giving
she
this
knows that
advice
he
from
moved.
afar.
Yeah, but it makes it even more abysmal, in my opinion, where it's just like, shut up then. Like, you're out of it.
Exactly.
If you're
That's-
not going to
I
help,
just think
bye.
it's hilarious.
The problem is he thinks he's helping. Like, that's the actually deranged part. But then someone commented on that post and said, the way he said homeless people, like, huh? And apparently this was Emmy's first time hearing this because she didn't make it through that whole video. I do not blame her.
Valid.
I do not.
Valid.
Like, literally, how does anyone make it through the entire thing if it's not like your job? Like, I watched his entire fucking podcast and I was like, literally, if it wasn't my job, there's just no way I would have made it through that. That was painful.
Absolutely not. So not only did she not know about it, but now that she does know about it, she's like, oh, fuck no. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely not. And just, love her. Go off, queen.
Okay, I'm digging the whole 6 feet deeper because I did not see this because I didn't finish the video. It is about Leo Skepi. Leo, how dare you imply that homeless people are going to harm and rob people? Can you imagine being in a natural disaster? Can you imagine being in a wildfire and being homeless? I don't think you can. You lack basic empathy. You don't know how to emotionally regulate yourself.
Period.
You're not a fucking life coach. You prey on insecure people.
Period.
A life coach wouldn't dangle someone over a balcony and plan a murder, okay?
I would say the
You
same.
need help. You lack something. I've seen you emotionally harm people around me. You have something wrong with you. And to come on here to millions of people and imply that homeless people, you are so fucked up. Get fucking help. Get a therapist. You are fucked up. And I'm fully aware of digging myself a hole right now, so I'm just going to say this. I have met Leo
Take
before
away.
through an old friend, and my first impression of him was great because I wasn't consuming his content, okay? And then it was like, whatever, I had no opinion, and then I watched him pull this person around emotionally to benefit himself, and it was weird as fuck. And that's when I realized that you just prey on very insecure, vulnerable people to benefit yourself, and you are a sick person.
Did you say she was friends with him?
She said that she met him once and then it wasn't until she saw more of his content and someone she was friends with got like emotionally used by him.
No, I didn't forget, and that was very nice. I'm sure not everyone watched every single one of my videos, but I did say that my first impression of Leo was great, and this was on that night. Here's what happened. We were in WeHo. There was a man on the sidewalk. We were in the bar. The bar was outside. There was a man on the sidewalk about to hit a woman, like coming up on a woman. So M, my partner, jumped over the bar to go get this man to stop, and he threw M into the street, the traffic street with cars. So rage filled my eyes because I'm fucking crazy, bitch. So I went after this man, but I don't have a hard punch, so I just started hitting him with my phone. Like, don't throw my man into the street. Also, don't hit women. I don't know, bitch, I'm crazy. And Leo pulled me off of him. Like, thank you. That was very nice. That doesn't change my opinion on this, though. So, I don't know. I'm grateful. Like, thank you. One act of kindness does not make somebody's entire character.
It was that someone she was friends with, I guess, dated him or something is what I'm gathering.
She's
or
been
like,
in the same circle.
exactly.
kind of.
She did a few more actually, but this is the next one.
She really is reading him to filth.
I know.
I have something else to say and then probably 80 more things after that. I think it's very
Us.
easy to become consumed in your own world and become numb to anything outside of your own world. When you watch a video like the one he posted, where he's speaking very passionately, I understand that passion can make you feel like he's right, okay? But I need you to analyze your own morals and opinions when watching something like that and then step away and see if you do agree with it. Because I'm hoping that's the case with a lot of people I know that reposted it. Maybe you just were feeling passionate. I think it's also important to remember that you and anyone you know can become homeless at any point, okay? It does not matter your circumstances. That can happen to anybody, okay? A, that. B, community is not just people in your, what's the word? Community is everybody, okay? Homeless people are a part of your community. Can you imagine going through a natural disaster and you just have a small amount of possessions and maybe a pet? You don't have shelter. Most of the time, you don't have transportation. Can you imagine being close to the fire and having to figure that out? And then on top of that, have a man on TikTok insinuate that you are going to cause harm when you are already so vulnerable. That's what I want you to think about. I want everyone to step back from social media and analyze your own thoughts and not just listen to a man passionately speaking.
Never listen to a man passionately speaking is what I'm gathering from this. And honestly,
Like, he doesn't even need a
no
microphone.
problem,
He's
queen.
so loud.
But then, after all of this, in enters our favorite girl, finna be in the pit, Tara's world. What is her real name? Her name is Tara, right?
Tara, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been on TikTok a whole lot in the last several months, but like, she hasn't really been on my radar since Finna Be in the Pit.
Well, is that just because you don't think about her when we don't have to cover her? Because same, but I'm pretty sure she's been on
No, but like
TikTok.
I feel like she used to pop up like she was either doing problematic stuff or just like, I don't know. I felt like I saw her more and I was always
okay.
like, oh God. Then to see her pop back up with this, I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Literally, she commented on Emmy's TikTok and said, girl, but he's right. And then Emmy was like, Actually, no.
TikTok is going away, so Emmy's speaking her mind. I just want to start off by saying you commenting this from your renovated Beverly Hills mansion is cracking me up. We can have different opinions, obviously, but just say you hate poor people. Just say you hate poor people. I am not saying that he doesn't care about the fires. I'm not saying he doesn't care that people lost his houses. I'm saying it is harmful to state that crime is going to happen and homeless people can't wait for it. Like, to state that they're going to go harm people and kill people
And
and it's the fucking purge and to fearmonger is wrong. We can have different opinions, though. Have fun fucking your bird. I don't know, girl.
I literally cackled.
That was like the brief. It just brought back like a flash of memory. I'm like, oh yeah, something sexual happened
so
with a bird,
if that's
right?
confusing to you, one of the many things that Tara has gone viral for is that she was petting her bird. She's like, oh, my bird loves it when I do this.
Oh yeah.
Come to find that that's like literally like jacking off your bird.
But then she found that out and still said she was going to keep doing it.
No, and then she like thought it was funny and kept doing it.
Yeah.
Let you guys in on the dirty little creepy secrets of the bird, the parrot. I don't know if anyone knows this, but like if you touch a bird on its back or under its wings, it like sexually arouses the bird. And for the first the first 4 months I had Marty, like I didn't know that. I got comments like, don't touch him on his back, you're turning him on. I was like, fuck off. So I'd touch his back, I'd rub under your wings, okay. And then he started screaming all day long, like all day. He would scream all day long. I was like, why is he screaming, you know? He was screaming because he was sexually frustrated because I wasn't like continuing to touch and the good stuff. So Marty is sexually attracted to me. And you know what? Sometimes I do still touch under the wings. And we're gonna have eggs one day. You want me to touch in the good spots? Yeah? I'm such a sick bastard. And like I still do it sometimes. I'm a terrible person, but like it's like funny. It's funny because like now I know, you know? Sometimes I get Marty's hopes up. I'm like, you know what? One day we're gonna have eggs and we're gonna have a family just from touching under those wings. He's like, boy, we're having kids. He wants more. You want more 'cause you're a sick prick.
Fun times. That's her legacy she's leaving in life.
Have fun fucking your bird. Before we go any further, I think we need a much needed break. So here's a word from our sponsor, Pretty Litter.
This time of year, every cat is an indoor cat, even the ones that like to go out and explore. It is too cold for that, so they are spending far more time indoors, and that's great, you know, time with your cat, but that also means sometimes it gets a little stinkier because they're pooping and peeing in their litter box constantly.
I never thought about that.
But luckily, you don't have to worry about that with Pretty Litter because Pretty Litter's non-clumping formula traps odor and moisture, and it's ultra absorbent. It's lightweight, low dust. They don't track it throughout the entire house, and one 6-pound bag will literally last you an entire month.
And she says it's low dust because it's actually these like clear little crystals, and they change colors to alert you if there's anything wrong with your cat health-wise.
Yeah, and luckily, up until now, everything has been healthy with my cat, so I haven't had any scares. But yeah, the fact that it can do that is amazing. And another cool thing about Pretty Litter is that it ships right to your door, so you don't have to lug cat litter throughout the entire store. It can get pretty heavy. And the bag is cute too. I mean, I know that doesn't really matter, but it is cute. It's like aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, I know if I had a cat, I would use Pretty Litter. But if you do have a cat and it would come in handy, go to prettylitter.com/DWKT and you get 20% off your first order and a free cat toy.
That's prettylitter.com/DWKT to save 20% off your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/DWKT.
Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
And thank you so much to Pretty Litter for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. This was her response TikTok, not directly to Emmy, but presumably because of that TikTok that Emmy made on her. And then she just had to address the fact that she was publicly defending Leo, essentially.
Y'all, I was agreeing with Leo Skepi because he's right. I live in LA. I've been seeing it ever since the fire started.
Why do I just visualize her being like, I finna saw everything. Like, I literally...
I am just dying. I'm like, please tell me what
Enlighten
exactly
us.
You've seen.
Yeah, you've seen it.
First of all,
what have you
girl,
seen?
I don't believe you saw anything dramatic and didn't film it.
That's literally what I was thinking. I'm just like, you're gonna tell me you didn't take your camera out, girl? Please.
But also, girl, where'd you see, were they looting Erewhon? Like, shut the fuck up.
No, but also just elaborate then. You saw something. It's pretty clear what Emmy's saying is just like, don't fear monger. So if you actually saw something, then say what you saw. Otherwise, you're just fear mongering, just like fucking Leo Skepi.
She literally probably is referring to like, there was like the guy that had the blowtorch in one of the neighborhoods that was like trying to set fires.
I saw that, yeah.
That everyone has seen on the news. Guess what? That's one person.
Yeah.
Are there
that's what I'm saying,
isolated incidents? Yes, obviously. But I've seen it. It's been happening since the fire started. Girl, sources, please.
Literally.
Since the fire started, I live here. A neighborhood will get evacuated. As soon as everyone leaves, people go in, break into their houses, steal shit. I'm not just saying homeless people are doing that. Homeless people are doing it. People that do.
No, but you're agreeing with someone who insinuated that. Just want to put that out there.
Also, you've seen that happen. So you went into the evacuated neighborhoods and watched all these people that apparently were breaking into these homes. Like, no.
First of all, bull fucking shit that you left your house and explored anywhere enough to see anything when you live in California,
midst
where
of
presumably
fires.
in your home, maybe you went to the store to get stuff, but like everyone got stuff, went home and waited because that's what you do. You're not out like, well, maybe she is out shopping and doing weird shit.
No, in my head, I'm picturing her like sitting on a bench drinking an Erewhon smoothie and like just the world is in flames and she's just like looking around watching. Girl, that's not what's happening.
If she actually saw anything, she would have been on here being like, you guys have no idea the things I have seen. This fucking man did this and it was terrifying, whatever. Please,
My point.
We're not dumb.
Do have homes are doing it. It's happening. Whenever Hollywood got evacuated, people immediately started breaking into stores, breaking into homes. Like, that is happening around here. Again, not just homeless people. A lot of different evil people are doing it. There are evil people in this world. There's people out here starting fires. There's people breaking into homes. There are a lot of evil, psychotic people in this world, and they love to join in with the chaos, make it worse. That's just how it is. I agree with what he said about the homeless people to a certain extent, because
my
with
God.
every group of people, there are bad ones and there are good ones. A lot of homeless people are not in their right mind, so they take this opportunity to join into the chaos, but then some homeless people are great people. With every group of people, there are good and there's bad.
Are you capable of critical thinking, Tara? Genuinely, do you not understand how if everyone is the same, whereas there are some good people and some bad people,
Then why are
pinpointing
you
and targeting
specifying
the
homeless
most
people?
vulnerable group of those two is evil and wrong? I'm like actually confused.
When you're watching the news, they're not like the homeless man from down the street. Like they're saying like a man got arrested. Like you don't know their
Right.
circumstances.
Those are
You
your
don't know.
own biases and Leo's own biases applying any of that to anything.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm going to drink my smoothie.
I am disgusted. But anyway, won't spend much time on her. I genuinely think Emmy's response was pretty much where I would have gone, because there's only so much that you can actually sit down and feel like, okay, let me construct a response to this person when you believe that their argument is so stupid that it's like not worth your time. But yeah, here it is.
Guys, don't tag me. I saw it. It's gonna keep flying over her head. So there's really nothing I can do. So I said my piece. I told you what I think. It seems as if actually the entire point of what I was saying just went in one ear and right out the other. So at this point, it's also just like, have your own opinion. I have mine. If our morals don't align, I don't want your respect. You don't have mine. It's like she read it and it went right through her eyes and out the back of her head.
Well, there is only air in there, so.
Oh my fucking I literally can't. Help your community, donate, volunteer, do what you can, do your part.
She's too busy doing neighborhood watch where she just is looking at all
She's
the
too
people
busy
looting
going and getting
breaking.
her iced fucking coffee. Yeah, like what do you say to someone that's so painfully unaware and like just lacks the intelligence that it would take to even grasp a concept that is as nuanced as like not all
And then
like
ends
you
the
shouldn't
whole thing
target
with,
homeless people.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, I mean, I don't know what my response would have been. I don't even know if I would have responded to her at that point because like I agree with her. It's kind of pointless. But anyway, another person that joined was another friend of the show, Reagan777, the lady that allegedly killed her cat. You know, come on, you guys remember her.
Which honestly, we were nice the last time we covered her because it was the person, there was the weird girl that was saying that her birthday party wasn't fun.
That's true. But there was proof that she reposted Leo Skepi's TikTok, and then she has a whole snark Reddit. So you already know they're on it. And then they posted this, which is now deleted. But it is her talking about the fires and essentially not being able to think for herself and just like regurgitating the same bullshit that Leo said that I know for a fact she would not have said had Leo not just said that.
Just saw my friend Leo make a video about this, and it opened up my eyes because I didn't even think of this. I've been reposting tons of videos and posting things on Instagram for resources during the fires right now in the LA area. And now that the fires have calmed down, to everyone that is safe from the fires, there's a whole nother threat. Please be safe, y'all, and watch your backs, because so many first responders are helping with the fire and putting it out and getting people to safety and containing the fires. It opens up a whole nother door now that the first responders are preoccupied with red rum and breaking into people's homes. And it's already started to happen, especially too because there's so many homeless in LA. That was not even something that I even thought about.
For a reason. Are you kidding? There's also so many homeless in LA. I just didn't even think about those fuckers coming to get everyone. Like, yeah, because they're not. Oh my God, this hurts my brain.
Well, it's like her going, oh my God, I never thought of that. It's literally like someone fed her a flat earth theory and gave her a few things where it's like, hey, yeah, have you noticed that the earth, like when you look at the horizon, it doesn't look curved? She's like, I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's very much giving, I just listened to someone and I'm just repeating things because that's what I do and that's how I think. Not someone that believes any of this genuinely. Like, I think that she could sway either way in a second, given any new information. Like, if we talk to her, she would probably be like, oh my God, I didn't think about that homeless people are like a vulnerable group of people. Like, duh. Like, that's why it's like scary that some of these people are famous. Just saying.
In on my friends and paying attention to what's been going on. And that is so scary because it makes it so much easier for people to commit crimes towards other people and hurt other people. So everyone just watch your back.
I just figured out what bothers me about all of this. Like, I get why people don't want to come on their platform and talk about something. Okay. If that's not what they do, that's not their content, that's not what they feel they are qualified to do in X, Y, and Z ways, fine. This is giving like, you are coming and talking about something that is like not her regular content. Like, this isn't what she does on social media. She does like silly little lip syncs and like, she doesn't like bring like important things like PSAs to people. If you're gonna do that for anything, this is what you're doing it for. This is what you're outreaching for. There's so much real shit happening. And she could have been linking to donations and shit. And this is what you use it for to fucking talk about this?
Well, like, I don't think that she's like maliciously like, oh yeah, fuck those homeless people.
No.
She just really believed what he said and was like, oh wow,
I gotta tell the
warn people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's not a bunch of other things maybe in the world that are you need to warn people about or make people aware of. Like,
she's in LA, so she feels connected to it.
But again, even that, like, let's say you want to make it LA focused because you live in LA. Sure, fine. Then be like, hey guys, this is where you can donate, and this is an amazing thing that people are doing together in a community. Like, if you're gonna bring attention to anything, why is it this? Like, genuinely, I don't know how she could feel so passionate, but not passionate at the same time. Maybe it's because she feels like
everyone's sharing places to donate, so it's like she's really sharing different. Some like valuable insight.
Oh, because they didn't even think about the second threat.
This
like the
isn't
first threat's the
everyone,
fires.
So
yeah. Now you're bringing up the second threat when the first threat's not even done. Like, are you fucking kidding? I can't.
I saved a video that we should watch that actually is a legitimate second threat that I thought was going to go the Leo Skepi route, and because that's kind of how the guy framed it, but we can finish this first.
LA area, and pay attention to your surroundings. And I am so sorry to everyone, and I am praying endlessly for everyone that's being affected by this right now. It hurts my heart to watch LA go up in flames and have so many of my loved ones out there, and to witness so much destruction. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry for everyone that's being affected, and I hope y'all are all staying safe.
And while we're on that topic, get your guns ready, load up, the homeless people are coming. Like, it's just, what is this message?
She seems like she's like, oh, I'm really concerned. It's been weighing on me a lot. But like, she literally did a live right before this where she was like, oh, by the way, she's not in LA either anymore.
Oh, fun.
But she's like literally like showing off like her new coat and like her new shoes, literally 5 minutes earlier.
In my new apartment with my new bag that I just got, on my new rug. They're gonna be so mad. Okay. I love y'all. And I will see y'all in a little bit. Dang, I need to go live more. It's been a while.
Well, okay, we got to pick up steam a little bit because I really want to show you his YouTube video. So let's get into that because there's quite a few points.
Really quick, the legitimate second threat that I thought, it was a guy saying that he is from Santa Barbara, all the fires there, that his mom was affected, all this stuff. Afterwards, fires had died down, everyone was good, they thought, but then there's so much loose like sediment and like all just the stuff from debris from the fires. that then there were mudslides, which is like not something that they ever had to worry about. People that didn't lose their houses from the fire lost their houses from mudslides and stuff because then it rained after the fires and then everything just disaster. Not to scare anyone, but that would be
that makes more
legitimate
sense to make someone
thing.
aware of than a fake threat you've built up in your head. But anyway, now we're going to move on to his YouTube video. It's 30 minutes long. Ish. So Leo starts it all off by pretty much explaining why he's not only doing this video, but why he's sending this message in general, which I think is helpful because that's pretty much been our discussion this entire time, which is like, why?
This is what people need to be talking about, but they seem too scared to warn you and look out for people's safety. So I'll do it. Let's get into all this. Everybody by now has seen everything going on with the fires in California. Obviously devastating. When things happen that are as horrific as what's happening, there's no room for tiptoeing and dancing around people's feelings and trying not to offend people. No, you gotta speak and warn people of the real dangers going on.
It's not tiptoeing if we're just saying what you're saying makes no sense because it's not happening to the extent that you are literally speaking as if there is a brigade coming for each individual residing in Los Angeles or California right now. He literally, I mean, this is not even a joke. At some point now, we'll watch it. He says he is in Texas and is like fearing. And it's like, that's not normal. That's not a real fear that is validated by
as a result of
fact.
the fires in California?
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, that's his reasoning, right? Like, nobody wants to do this, so I'll do it.
Well, because he's always
my job. Yeah, he's Batman.
If you find yourself in a situation where there's a natural disaster, you got to understand these things and how people are going to capitalize. You are vulnerable. Everybody's vulnerable. And the police and cops are not going to be there to help you. I've lived in LA. I know how the cop game goes over there. Cops pretty much useless round the clock any time of the year. Much less in a natural disaster with everything.
Now he's like, oh, the cops now, like, no one's going to be there to save you. Well, it sounds like you're saying no one's ever there to save you, though. So why are you just now saying that the purge is going on? Shouldn't we have already been experiencing this if the cops don't do anything?
Oh, true. Yeah, if the cops are never there, then why didn't you prepare for whatever assassinations you're going to commit earlier?
Well, and I find it hilarious because, like, again, the only examples of any crime that they, like him or Tar or anyone is referencing, they've only figured that out from the news. And guess what? Guess why they're on the news? Because they were fucking arrested.
Probably. Yeah. And they were outliers. Usually things that are shocking and not typical end up on the news. That's why it's newsworthy.
That too. But I'm like, all these people are committing crimes. Then why are these people getting caught? That's the only reason you know about them.
Also, why does it look like he's in a dungeon and the only thing you could see in the background are just like the light reflecting slightly off of like gold things? Like he wants to be a mob person.
It kind of feels like
it's like a tiger.
It's like an alcohol bottle that's gold on the left and then like a tiger or something on the right. Feels very like low rent Donald Trump.
He just very much wants to be seen as this like I'm here to tell you the truth. Like it's very bizarre.
Like, I'm surprised he doesn't sit on a throne.
I know.
When there is a natural disaster of this caliber, you can't get in contact with emergency services.
Nope.
You can try. Everybody wants to fight and say, oh, yes, you can't. Yeah. You can't. You're going to be on hold for a few hours and they're going to hang up.
I'm sorry. Do you know from experience from being in Texas right now?
Okay, but also, that sentiment is dangerous to make people lose faith in the systems put in place. Now, I don't think cops are perfect at all. Don't even get me started. But to tell the community that follows you that it is hopeless to reach out for help in an emergency and like you're the only one that could take it into your own two hands. Is that not fucking, am I fucking nuts? That's dangerous.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, are resources a little limited because they're kind of stretched pretty thin? Sure. The call operators, they're still there. They're going to still answer the phone.
Right.
So you're not going to be on hold for hours, I don't think. But also the cops, yeah, there's police that are helping like facilitate stuff and whatever, but like they're not even the ones fighting the fires. And there's a bunch of, it's just not true.
Anyway, moving on because there's some good points we need to get to. Not good points, but you know what I mean. This is him talking about his TikTok that he made.
I made a video on TikTok a few days ago when all of the fires started, and I warned people.
I thought it was when they were
and
slowing
everybody
down.
was saying, oh, you're fear-mongering, you're this, you're that. Because I said, threat number one is the fires. Threat number two is people. There are going to be people stealing. A lot of people will capitalize on this to unalive certain people they don't want here no more. They got beef with, or some people just get off on it. They just,
that's you.
You're
That
the
is
only
you.
person we know that likes to murder for fun.
Or that is like waiting for an excuse to do that. It's like they're just gonna murder people that they've been waiting to murder.
That's even more insane, because he's not even insinuating that the motivation is to like prey on the people who were affected by the fire. He's being like, they're gonna use the fact that everyone's distracted by other things to go and murder someone. That's crazy. If they wanted to murder someone, if they're like a mafia person or a gang member, they're just gonna do that. Or Leo Skepi. They're just gonna fucking do that.
But that's the thing.
Like,
I'm like, was there a natural disaster going on when you were gonna do your murder or suicide plot? Because like, no, like if someone wants to murder someone, I think they're just gonna do it. They're not gonna wait years, months, however long for this natural disaster and all of the perfect circumstances to come
And he's so
about.
non-specific about like why that would even be a thing. He's just like, come on, that's what they do. People do that. It's like
who's
no, they don't.
I also warned everybody, people are going to be setting more fires because they want to watch everything burn. This is a big moment in history. Opening up to that perspective is real fucking scary. But for everybody who's been through something like this and everybody who's kind of in touch with reality understands this. It is the norm. A lot of people seemed to be
I am so thankful I'm not in touch with whatever fucking reality you live in, Leo Skepi. Like, genuinely.
This is what he always does, where he's talking down to everyone like, you guys just don't understand. You're not on our level. All of us that know that, like, again, are there people that have been setting fires? Yes. But first of all, I don't know if it's just because they want to watch everything burn. It seems like there's probably because they have some mental health issues. Maybe that's the reason. But again, Leo, you don't know that, and you don't have like.
Oh no, he knows that. I wish I knew anything as deeply as Leo Skepi apparently knows everything.
to be shocked when I talked about it, but I'm not going to stop talking about it because some people got offended. Cry. People see this as an opportunity.
Oh, I thought we
to
weren't supposed to cry
capitalize,
though.
And I
Yeah,
mentioned
we
in
were
my
supposed to.
The crying was the problem. You don't have time to cry. They're coming to kill you. Now he talks about the homeless people comments.
Oh, God.
Prepare yourself.
People see this as an opportunity to capitalize. And I mentioned in my video talking about the homeless people of LA. Say, oh, you're demonizing the homeless. This is not the time to play the moral card, okay? The homeless people of LA are in such a vulnerable position.
We know. That's why we're saying it's wrong to say that. What in the
That doesn't mean
gaslighting
they're
fucking
gonna kill
hellhole
you.
is this?
What?
Oh my God.
Surrounded by everybody just walking by them, acting disgusted. They walk by with their $12 coffee every day and they jump to the other side of the road.
The person walking with the $12 coffee jumping on that's Tara, whatever the fuck her name is, Tara's World. Literally.
No, but
What are you
how
on about?
dare he try and flip this as if now everyone else is demonizing them and he's just talking.
He's standing up for them. You literally said homeless people have been waiting for this moment to hurt you. That's what you said, essentially.
Because again,
literally.
Leo has a lot of homeless friends he talks about this with every day.
Oh, he mentions his I think he's shared a few cigarettes with some homeless people, and so he feels
okay, got it.
Yeah, he knows what their motives are.
Besties.
Or they look at them dirty. They just like tuck their head. They won't even look at them. Like they're shit scared of these people and they treat them like they're demons or like animals. A lot of them act like that. So
oh
it's
my
not
God,
all-
bro.
Like you saying that they're all murderers?
I'm actually
This is insane.
It's speaking for itself. I can't even I'm speechless.
always unjustified. But the way that the upper class and the more privileged people of LA have treated homeless people while they're in a vulnerable position.
The way the government in LA treats homeless people is disgusting. It's like you're literally lumping, again, just like generalizing, oh, people walk past you like you're an animal, don't they? You don't, first of all, you don't know that for a fact. Are people maybe conditioned to continue their life and witness a human being who needs help on the street and just like walk by them? Yeah.
Yeah, but I also
I'm not like oblivious
give 20
to that.
bucks to the people in the In-N-Out drive-thru every time they're there. So fuck off.
The government has failed the homeless people in California in general. And I do agree with that. And the fact that they've all been banished basically to Skid Row and then that situation's so fucking dire.
Or like even that they make the fucking like benches so they can't sleep on them.
Oh
and like,
God, it fucking pisses me off. Literally, it's horrible. And yes, do a lot of homeless people struggle with drug and mental health issues? Yes, that is speaking to government. That is not speaking to their character as a whole. They're not bad people. They're people that are struggling. And yes, they can do bad things as a result, but most of them are trying to survive. Like
I was gonna
the
say,
majority
out of
of
pure
them.
desperation too.
Literally. And it's like, if you don't want to go up to a homeless person and be like, hey, like, how's your day going? And engage with her, fine. But to do this is why, like, people are pointing out it's harmful because you're going out of your way to say they're evil. And then you're trying to justify the reason that they would be evil.
But now he's just literally saying all the reasons, like why what he said is bad is like how people like the
He's,
cognitive
like, flipping
dissonance.
it.
I thought he was an intellectual. I thought he should know this.
Literally, at the very least, understand that the context, I mean, this, not that this is any better, but like the context you gave, which was none, in your first TikTok is dangerous. And that is a threat against homeless people. What you did is cruel and wrong.
You're perpetuating a harmful stereotype. It's like they've been waiting for this moment and they're gonna just like attack you.
These people need help. We can get into the whole political shit. That's not my thing. I don't care. These are people who need to be helped. The system has failed a lot of them, and it's gotten way too out of hand.
So have you.
But the biggest thing is these homeless people are looking at everybody in their vulnerable spot, and they're seeing how they're being treated.
This generalization, how is Leo, a very wealthy white man, gonna tell us about the vast majority of thoughts of homeless people?
He shared a cigarette with them, I told you. He knows everything.
Why would they not capitalize on this opportunity?
Because not everybody's you, Leo Skepi. That's really the only way I can put it.
Because they're not all monsters that plot out murders.
He's just
and
like,
stuff.
I mean,
are you
that's what I
fucking
would
kidding?
do. Yeah, like if Leo Skepi was homeless, would I be scared that he was going to murder me if my house was on fire? Yeah, but that's for a different reason, not because he was
Not
homeless.
everyone is so bitter and like only in it for themselves that they don't care about anyone else and they're just like, fuck you. Like,
well, that's the thing. I think that
Oh my
Leo
God.
is the ultimate example of projection. He is just projecting so fucking hardcore, and everything that he says and the evil that he sees in the world is the evil that lives inside of him. Like, I'm not even trying to be deep about it. It's just, that's the truth.
If he sees someone that has something he wants, he has
Plots their
some kind of
murder.
like
No, I'm just
burning
kidding.
hatred for them. Like,
Yeah. And it's not even to live in an alternate reality where there's no danger. Again, if there's danger in front of me, I will address danger as it needs to be addressed. I am not going to fantasize about danger. I'm not going to fantasize that someone's going to come kill me so then I could kill them back. That's just not, it's not interesting to me. And it's not something, it's not where my brain goes. Like, I saw the devastation in California and just in the world in general. And you think my first thought is like, damn, people are in danger. They gotta go kill them. Like, can we just get back to earth for a second? Like, I feel like that's objectively insane to think. And the fact that there's so many people that think he is just like spitting some truth. This comment section is riddled with comments of just being like, needs to be said. And I'm like, who are you? Where do you
the
live?
people
What
that
is
talk
going
about
on?
homeless people like they are a subhuman breed and like don't deserve common decency.
Yeah. And also just like maybe write in a journal about your weird dark fantasies. Maybe become an author. I don't know.
We know that he doesn't do that.
No, that's the problem.
Or if he does, then he reads it afterwards.
To go steal, to go harm people, to go light more on fire. They have nothing to lose. I'm not condoning it, but how stupid are you to say, oh, they wouldn't? Because what was this biggest, most recent fire set by? A homeless person. These people thought I was crazy until all the proof starts coming out.
I'm going to need to fact check that.
I'm going to have to fact check it too. But also, guess what? Even if a single homeless person, do you know how many homeless people there are in LA? Quite a bit. So like you don't get to speak for all of them.
Exactly. That is the issue where you don't realize, and it's the same thing with Tara, where she's like, oh, you know, there's some good people and there's some bad people. If that is true for everyone, it is cruel to single out a vulnerable group. That's what he's doing right now. He's like, well, a homeless person set a fire. Okay, so that guy with the blowtorch in the fucking neighborhood, presumably not homeless. Otherwise, Leo would have told us. There are people doing things both accidentally and on purpose because people, they got shit going on in their head.
Exactly.
Okay?
It's because they're fucked up. It's not because they're homeless and that is the defining factor in their decision making. Like,
you're living in a fantasy world that doesn't exist. If there was one homeless person that set a fire, shame on you for still fucking continuing this narrative and being like, see, it was just one person, but like they did it and they were homeless. I told you. Like, fuck off.
I mean,
like,
it's
that
no
still
different
doesn't say
than
what you're
harmful
saying it says.
stereotypes against like black people or any kind of race.
Exactly.
It's just like, oh, well, that one black person did this, so that means they're all like this. And it's like, that is literally the definition of a harmful stereotype.
Exactly. And still the point just goes over his head. He has no fucking clue. He's just like, I told you.
Don't lie. And I'm not fear mongering. I told the truth before it was reported. That's the other thing. Just
Then
because you're
how'd
not
you
hearing
know?
about this shit happening does not mean it's not happening. It is happening. It is not being reported. And that goes for natural disasters, but also everything in the United States. There are so many things that go unreported all the time. Another really big thing going on right now, and why I warned women specifically, I have to dance around these guidelines, and I can't tell you the truth. There are gangs right now who rape women. There are gangs of men who are going around.
Leo, I have some really bad news for you. They've been around forever and they've been
Guess
doing it
what?
for a long time.
The gangs you speak of aren't just gangs. They're like white teenagers in high school. So like I'm like, what
Have
the
you ever
fuck
been to
are
a college campus, Leo?
No shit, there's gangs, and I'm sure that they would commit violent crimes. That's tend to be what I mean. Not to
Yeah, but they
throw out
tend to do that
stereotypes.
anyway. They don't just wait for like once every like 10 years for something crazy to happen where everybody is just like displaced somehow.
It's just like he's mixing all of this stuff and fear-mongering it all
Jumbling.
together to make it this huge dramatic thing. And it's like, is the world in a state of just like fucking chaos that like doesn't make sense? Yes, but this isn't helping. Carry around pepper spray if you're worried about people, but I don't know why you're like encouraging people to go
but
murder.
the thing is with this though, it's not even the issue. Like what you're talking about, for instance, like this specific thing, the gang thing, you're talking about an issue women have been aware, like everybody knows that. Everybody knows you're, again, as a woman, never safe. Essentially,
That's literally, it's like you don't walk to your car at night alone. That's like a whole thing. And like that men have only just begun to learn. It's like why girls are scared to do this or why you always.
Oh my God. Well, that's
bring
why I feel
someone
like
to-
mansplaining is a fucking word, because it's just like when a man takes something that I fear is common knowledge for women and then they're just like, did you know about this? Like, it's just like, yep. We did. We actually knew.
He's the only one that's brave enough to stand up and say all of this stuff. So like he's the martyr that's helping all of us.
He's amazing. Thank God we have Leo Skepi.
Now that we
am I
know
right?
that men are going to rape us. Thank you. Move on. What's the next
I
point?
actually didn't know that before this, so that's really crazy. I'm kind of scared now.
And sexually assaulting people for fun.
The only reason someone sexually assaults someone is for fun. You absolute doorknob. That is literally why they do it, because they are enjoying it and you are not. And they're freaks of fucking nature and it makes them happy. What are you talking about? They're doing it for fun. What is the other reason they've done it?
I feel like because he's still talking about like the gangs. Where are these gangs? What are these
They're there.
hypothetical? Like literally just
No,
everywhere.
I did
Everywhere.
reach out to Tara's World for comments. She said she saw them. Yeah.
Who follows me and supports me. I need you aware of this going on. I need you aware of the danger you're in so you can face it. It's not fear mongering. It's exposing the truth. So this is something I need everybody just to understand of how these things go.
I don't know who this appeals to. And again, if you're someone that's watching this and this resonates with you, I do urge you to seek help. Because
I urge you to realize that he is literally doing this because it makes him feel more powerful. He's like, I'm helping everyone. I'm gonna tell them
He
the truth.
doesn't care. You can't convince me that he actually has an empathetic bone in his body and actually cares about human beings. Because someone that actually cares about human beings would receive the information that he's gotten, like from Emmy and from people who are pointing out it's dangerous and like, why don't you point to real resources? This would not be the response of someone that actually has the ability to have human empathy. Like genuinely, this just is you wanting to be right.
Well, I'm just like, again, what do you think you're real, like this wisdom that you're imparting on everyone? You're literally just telling people to be like looking over your shoulder because you're going to be attacked by anyone at all times. That's not helping people. He's offering no real advice or anything. He's just saying, be scared and be like
It's
aware.
coming.
And it's like, I think we're all pretty fucking aware these days.
Anyway, he goes on a little bit longer about the homeless people.
The homeless have been vulnerable. Now the people who have treated them so poorly and walked past them and turned a blind eye to them needing any kind of help, now they're vulnerable. Why would they not treat you how you treated them? Why would they not, now that it's a level playing field, treat you with the same moral capacity you held for them? Am I saying I treat every single homeless person right and I'm nice and I give money to every single one? Absolutely the fuck not. A lot of them are unhinged.
Clearly not, because we all treat them like shit according to you.
He said, absolutely not. A lot of them are unhinged.
Oh my God.
You know what the implication here is, Leo? And that's why I say that everything that you speak is just pure projection. And anyone that agrees with you is basically siding with like this darkness inside
They're
of
literally
them,
thinking
genuinely.
to themselves like, well, I do treat homeless people like shit. So it makes sense that they want to kill me.
Exactly. The problem with his little theory there is that you're insinuating that people that walk past homeless people and treat them as subhuman and are flat out mean to them are bad people. So for a homeless person to do it back, wouldn't that make them the same? Like you're insinuating that homeless people are vindictive, hateful, murder plotting freaks, when it's just like a lot of people get treated badly in life and they don't hurt people as a result of it. A lot of people are abused and they don't abuse as a result of it. That is not how all humans work. That is, I fear, just how you work.
Do you hear occasionally of like a homeless person got violent with someone?
Yeah.
Sure. Obviously, you hear that about any kind of person. But also, you hear people like a homeless man jumped up and saved someone because they witnessed something happening. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
He is genuinely describing all homeless people as if he was homeless. That is how he's describing it. He's like, if I were homeless, I would murder everyone if there was a
genuinely
fire.
Though, that is what
literally
he's saying.
how
He's
he's
like,
describing it.
And he's acting like he is part of the people that treated them poorly. I'm like, not all of us treat homeless people like that.
Exactly.
First of all.
Correct.
Second of all, if you are treating them that badly that you think they're going to come want to murder you if they had the chance, maybe reevaluate your life.
I used to smoke cigarettes with the homeless people in LA, anywhere I live. If I walk by smoking a cigarette, they ask for one, I give them one.
Aww.
There's a couple people that I've like,
so generous.
it turned into like a bonding
Charity.
thing. I'd see the same homeless people on certain roads.
Oh,
Every day I'd stop by,
bonding.
we'd have a cigarette together. I'd buy them food, buy them what they need. Like I said, do I help every single one? No, you'd go broke. Everybody would. But there's an element of recognizing that they're human, that people forget. I understand, and I'm not coming at this from like the moral high ground of like, oh, I'm better than everybody. No.
Because you're not, so you can't even do that. But
This is
also,
insane and so conflicting.
This is so gaslighty.
I've yelled at some of them, but I've also smoked a cigarette with some of them and like bought them food. It's a balance thing. From my own experience of being in LA, there was no balance from the majority of people. And there isn't really a balance with most of the people in the fucking United States as of right now. But the other angle of this is these people have nothing to lose. Nothing. You are surrounded and you're kind of in a free for all. A lot of people are trapped because you can't leave. When they called the evacuation orders, dead stop.
Isn't that not true? Everyone could leave.
What are you talking about? Was there gridlock because there was a lot of people evacuating at once? Sure, but guess what? They eventually got to leave.
Yeah, that is, see,
That, like,
fear-mongering
he's just
and not
saying
based in
stuff
fact.
that's not true, and it's such
Yeah.
exaggerations or generalizations. Do you know what it's giving is Pearl when she'd be like, I've talked to thousands of women.
Oh yeah. It's like, have you? Can we see those people, please?
Traffic, landlocked, can't move.
For
what
an
do you think's
hour.
gonna happen? You're a sitting duck. So that's what I want everyone to be aware of is head on a swivel, understand the danger that you're in. There is videos of every single
So now because you're stuck in traffic, somebody's gonna come and like slit your throat in your car?
I must have missed the massacre of people that were all in gridlock trying to escape the fire. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He lives in a fucking fantasy world. Oh my God. Here we go. Now we get into the nitty fucking gritty. We're almost done. We really got to speed through these. Okay.
I know.
Let me just let him speak. I don't even need to preface it.
I'm in a frenzy trying to find these people to donate to them and Venmo them, Cash App them, because these celebrities, all these GoFundMes, and a lot of this is bullshit. Everybody needs to wake up. Unfortunately, a lot of these GoFundMes are scams. If you look at the Black Lives Matter movement, most of the donations didn't go to help anyone of color who needed it. With Gaza and Palestine, a lot of people, like I'm talking about the people in physical life in LA, when there's a natural disaster or anywhere, they're gonna capitalize. There are people who are making fake donation pages to capitalize. If I knew the legit ones to post, to spread it, I would. That's the issue with society now. Everybody's such a fucking liar, and nobody's got enough conscience to do the right thing.
Let me find
This
it.
is
Let me find it really quick.
Fucking sane.
So what you're saying is that because you insist on seeing the worst in society because that is simply all you see in yourself, you are insinuating that people in real fucking harm in this world that need donations desperately, that people should question before they donate. Do I know that there's organizations and stuff that have even been shut down and like sued and stuff for donation frauds? Sure.
But there's also very reputable ones as well.
Absolutely. And I feel like people usually donate. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people donate from like surplus of money. You know what I mean? If they can spare that, they will. And to insinuate that if someone even had a chance at helping a family that needed it, they shouldn't
because they should automatically
question it.
imagine they're being scammed. Like,
That's fucking
no,
crazy.
what
Like,
the fuck?
people are liars. People are whatever. There's people fucking dying. What do you mean somebody should hesitate to donate to them? No. If you feel called to donate to something, fucking do it. Do not listen to Leo Skepi, for the love of God, please, I beg you, because literally all he sees is darkness. Like the entire world to him is just dark. And I know that some people lie, and I know that some people scheme. I got fucking scammed at $800 for my cement, and I will never fucking let it go. But that is not the majority of people. There is like absolute lists of like, these are reputable people helping people directly on the ground. What do you mean they shouldn't do that?
There's so many opportunities to
So
give
many.
back. Even if you didn't want to donate money, you can bring products, you can go shopping, you can bring water, you can bring non-perishable foods. I'm going to donate. My mom's husband thought about it because he's been wanting to get my furniture out of his trailer for quite some time now from my old apartment. And I was going to sell it eventually. I don't need to sell it. I'm going to figure out a way to donate that because it's like people's houses burned down. That's like they need furniture. I'm going to donate money as well. But like the fact that he's just like, it's all a scam.
Yeah, it honestly is just giving that he's too lazy to even research because like the causes that he mentioned, the amount of resources that you can find to donate to them that are absolutely reputable, fuck out of here, dude. Come on. It's so pretentious, but then at the same time so damaging that I can't even look at it and just be like, oh, he's dumb. Like I have to look at it and just be like, why are you doing this?
There's so many options, and to act like there's just like, no, it's not even worth it because they're all just trying to get you. Like, no.
Yeah. Then he goes on this weird rant. We don't need to watch this part where he goes into this interesting little discussion on how he feels like, you know, being rich is fine. That's totally all right. But he feels like there should be a cap on how much your house is worth. So like $20 million, like that should be it. I don't know how you would facilitate, but okay. Anyway, this next part, just saddle up, girlies, because holy fuck. He mentions how one of the like frustrating parts is that he can't get to the people that he loves in LA to like be the vigilante that he's always wanted to be. So he talks about his little solution to that.
For me personally, I have a couple of people in LA who I care about. I can't get to them because I'm in Texas. I'm in Dallas. There's some weird thing been going on. I've been snowed in at my house for like 3 days. I'm under the same thing as everybody else. I'm over here sitting here with a Glock on me. Every single place I go in my house, it's with me. People start breaking in and doing crazy shit. You got to be aware of it. That's the whole thing, is like, stay ready with it. But
wouldn't everyone else be snowed in as well?
So is he insinuating that he's carrying the gun around because of the snowstorm or because of what's happening in LA? Because now I'm confused.
Apparently people are taking advantage of the natural disaster, which he is apparently referring to as a snowstorm where he is snowed in. But if it was such a bad snowstorm that you're snowed in, wouldn't everyone be snowed in and they wouldn't be able to come?
Leo, just say you wanted to carry a gun and be done with it. Like,
genuinely,
you just want to have it everywhere and be like, enter
ass.
my
Like,
house.
I don't. This is so weird. Like, literally, when he's like, I can't get to them in California. I'm in Texas, and I'm like,
nobody fucking wants you to get to them in California
plane,
either.
Get
You're gonna cause fucking chaos.
I don't understand why. That's not even that far away. Like, have you seen? There's aerial views of people landing at LAX right now.
I would bet $1,000 that he is insinuating that the government controlled the weather. That's why it snowed in, and so that he couldn't get to them because the government knew that if he were to make it out there, he'd get shit done. Genuinely, I would believe that he believes that. Anyway, then Leo goes on to talking about people's criticisms against him, which essentially is talking directly to us, not literally, but like this is what he would likely think of this video about.
Let me guess, we're wrong.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Everybody feels very powerless, and for people to be sitting on their phones, seeing this shit nonstop and freaking out, they want to do something, but they can't. So the quickest thing to feel like you're being useful or contributing or helping in some kind of way is to play that moral card and to nitpick what other people are saying. These little blue-haired fucks are running rampant with it. Like, don't pay them no mind. They're going to detract everybody from what the real threat is. It's your safety right now. Don't get involved with none of these fucking idiots. But the whole thing, what I'm saying with the moral card, it's like their way of feeling like they're doing something. Just like a yapping little dog. Push them to the side, ignore them. Nobody wants to hear what the fuck they got to say. That's why they got 3.5 views on most of their videos.
$20 says our video gets more views than your podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sir, I don't even think this is performing that well. So like, sit down.
It's not.
But also, do you know how many people that I've seen like firsthand, like going and helping on site where the people are like,
yes, we've probably shown it already in this episode. Everybody fucking knows that except for you that insists on seeing the world as if you are literally Batman. That is not the reality. The reality is community coming together, a lot of content creators coming together to both give to the community and tell people how to give to the community. And yes, a lot of people who live there, because a lot of people live in LA, have spoken up and shown up for their community. What are you trying to portray? You're trying to portray something that's not fucking happening, and it's pissing me off. But also, it's like to guide everyone and just be like, people, that's like their way of dealing with things. What, actually talking about what's actually going on or sharing resources
suggesting
or
you actually help rather than just go, oh yeah, you should be ready, do what you have to.
Just a yapping little dog over here. Like, just what is going on?
Like, you're the yapping dog. Like, oh my God. It's so insane, the lack of self-awareness. But also, I feel like like he really needs to sit and rewatch Emmy's videos where she says like community isn't just like the few people you know, which is so his brand, where it's like, I'll do anything for the people I love, which is like 5 people. I think the rest, they're on his manifesto list. But genuinely, I'm like, community means like people in LA have really come together and are like having these giant like organization, like donation drops. And like, they're not doing this for money. They don't know these people. They're doing it because they want to help.
Another thing he says is that he's not going to take his video down.
These are the type of people going to have to go experience getting beat, getting stolen from, and getting fucked up to wake up.
You know what's really rich about that, Leo? One of the main fucking things you've been saying is going to happen is that people are going to get sexually assaulted. Hi, hello, been there, done that. And what the fuck are you on about? Somebody going through the shit that you're saying they're going to go through is going to change the mind that you're fucking fear-mongering? No, you're fear-mongering. Point blank, period. I don't need to get beat up to say it. I literally understand, because I fear it is basic knowledge, that if someone comes to my house, they're getting rocked, okay? They're getting their shit fucking rocked. Nobody's going to hurt my family and my children, period. It's just not something I'm going to fantasize about because it's not happening.
But Jesse, you wouldn't know what to do if Leo didn't tell you you had to be vicious.
You know what he's equating this to? He's equating this to like setting up an alarm system. Like I set up an alarm system knowing that like somebody's probably not going to come in my house and break in, but they could, right? Mm-hmm. Great. There are precautions that are sane to take. And then there is going overboard and shifting your attention to things that are not happening, therefore detracting you from what is actually happening and how you can actually help. And that is fucked up. Oh my God, I'm screaming.
Demonizing groups of people based on your own fucking biases that you're like, homeless people are gross. They hate all of us. They're going to come kill us now. They've been waiting.
Oh my God. Okay. We're really, really close to the end. I'm so sorry. This has gone so long. If you haven't been able to tell by now, we are not covering Astrovino today, period. Anyway, we'll just have to save that for next time.
Be glad about that.
But this sentence that he says is so Leo Skepi coded that I was just in shock.
But one thing to get is trauma has no limit. There is no limit to how much trauma somebody can go through. There is no mercy from trauma. Things happening, people doing shit. There is no mercy. You're not going to get it. I hate to keep acknowledging like people that were fighting my point, but this needs to be said. I got comments of, oh, people have already gone through so much. Don't tell them this because it's going to scare them. Trauma has no limit. And it doesn't matter how much trauma you've been through. If there's still a threat, you're still vulnerable. You need to be aware of it. It's not going to do any good for nobody to blindly just lie to them to make them feel comfortable. Oh, they've already been through too much.
No, people are telling you, you're not just lying to them. People are saying what you're saying makes zero fucking sense. It's
seriously,
not a real
can we send
threat.
him to a statistics class so he can give us some real statistical, real threats? Because the ones that you're sharing, the math isn't mathing. Leo Skepi math doesn't make sense.
Literally at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if his only source on what was happening in LA was freaking Tara's World. Genuinely, where did you get all of this from? How are you thinking that people decimate their homes? Everything is gone. They don't have anything but the clothes on their back. That is traumatizing, but people have also lost their fucking lives. You're gonna tell me it's like, no, get up. I got something else for you to be scared about. You absolute monster. That is insane.
Just fuck off. Like, this is so disgusting.
Then he goes into, it gets a little bit just progressively more unhinged. There's only two more clips we're gonna watch, but this is his like National Guard theory because the National Guard had to come in to help, and Leo's on the case.
Now for a couple of choice words, because there's a big ordeal happening with the whole National Guard coming in. Also, there's been a lot of robberies of Humvees and machine guns and a lot of supplies and things being stolen. So with the National Guard stepping in.
No context, just says
I was
lots
like, from
of weapons
who?
being
What are
stolen.
you talking about?
There's been a lot of, come on.
That's how he always is, though. He just picks stuff that are completely unrelated and then lumps it all together and is like, we're all fucked.
So with the National Guard stepping in and trying to come in and help stop some of the looting that's been going on, people are being wrongfully arrested trying to get things from their own home. That is expected. Not that it's right. Not that it's okay.
I anticipated
But that's
this.
something you got to be aware of. Cops wrongfully arrest people all the goddamn time. But in a situation like that, you need to be hyper alert and hyper aware. People might assume that's not your house. You got to have that one step ahead mentality. But my issue here is people online keep saying the media
talking about all of this looting that isn't true is causing innocent people to be harmed. Why the fuck are we over here playing the blame game? And let's entertain the perspective of maybe
you to all homeless people.
People are taking heavier precautions because there is so much looting going on. Like I said before, the media is delayed. They're behind. So for the National Guard to be called, it's from everything that's already been happening. The National Guard didn't get called because of what the news is saying. It's all the shit that they're hiding from telling the news people of why they called it. So people trying to say, people on social media like me and people in the media saying there's a lot of looting going on. You just saying that is why people are being harmed and wrongfully arrested. Where the fuck does that make sense?
Where does anything you say make sense, Leo?
You know,
Jesus
I actually,
Christ.
Here is an article from 2015 from Katrina, and it says, misleading reports of lawlessness after Katrina worsens crisis, officials say. National Guard coordinator and ex-governor say tales of violence and looting, which hampered rescue work and led to quasi-militia groups, were exaggerated. So basically, him implying that there is no laws and that it's a free-for-all is only going to encourage some people to then go commit crimes.
You know what's
when they hadn't been before.
Very, very funny about you saying that? He brings up Katrina in this to justify his reasoning.
I don't know who remembers Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans and that whole ordeal and the mass devastation, but people actually were being shot wrongfully for trying to go into their homes or just looking like they might be looting. People were actually being killed for that. So how about instead of bitching and complaining, you warn your followers?
He ends it on this wild note. I don't know what he is on about. Like, literally, what are you talking about, sir? I'm so confused. Anyway, here we go.
And people think that they're using their platform to help. Ew. But like, really, on that labeling thing, people keep oh, this is just so bad, thinking that's gonna do anything. These people know that it's bad. They don't care. So what is saying it's bad gonna do? It doesn't negate that it's still gonna be done. It's like everybody wants to label everything nowadays. Oh, I identify as a lamp. So now everybody just has to go with that.
What the fuck are we
When I
talking
heard
about?
that, I was like, wait, when did we get transphobic? Hold on. I'm confused. I'm scared. What's happening? What do you
And
mean?
also, you're the one labeling this is bad, and you're the one not offering any help. Like, are you kidding?
It's complete bullshit. It's absolutely insane. I just feel like there's no hope to get through to Leo Skepi.
It's not about getting through to him. It's about hopefully letting other people know if they don't realize why this is a problem.
Yes.
I'm not even saying that everyone that is like on board with him is just like stupid and following, like, no, it is a time when people are feeling scared and vulnerable, and he is fear-mongering. That is why fear-mongering is a thing.
And he's doing it because it makes him feel powerful and important, and it feeds into his perspective of the world, which is grim. And maybe he has experienced hard things in life, but so have many people that I know, and luckily they don't have a black heart like Leo Skepi. Like, I just feel like he sees things in such a way that it does scare me. If I lived in his head, maybe I would be scared too. But reality is, community has come together. A lot of people have helped each other. A lot of beautiful moments have come from such horrible events. The only reasonable thing to do to both highlight that beauty in such a dark moment and then to also donate if you can. Like, that I feel like are the two things that are actually the most helpful in this situation. Otherwise, talking about it in such a way, it's not helpful. You're not helping a single fucking soul. So just shut up.
The irony with him then trying to be like, oh, you're not helping, blah, blah, and then
You're
like calling all
certainly
this
not
stuff
helping.
scams. Sir, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
What I would really like to see is one human being, because there's a lot of people eating his ass in the comments, but I would like to see one human being that was actually helped, like was prepared solely because they saw Leo Skepi talk about it and then actually had the threat and were able to like overcome the threat because Leo Skepi made sure they were prepared. I would like to see this. I would like to see the evidence, to be honest.
Hey girlies, we have an update. First, let's check in with Tara from her house in Beverly Hills.
The things that people are saying about me right now are so beyond me that I'm just going to say my piece and move on. First of all, the Emmy thing. I have been following her since, I think she started posting in like 2020. I've been following her since 2020. She is like the funniest person I've ever seen. I love her videos. There's not a lot of people I dislike in general. Like, I love everyone, but I like fucked with her content. Like, I really liked that girl. And so I'm just like, when I saw that video that she posted and I just like heavily disagreed with it, I just commented, girl, but he's right. I didn't say anything about her. I was just like, but he's right. She goes on to make multiple videos like attacking my character. You can tell when like someone has been waiting to say something. Like, she has just been bottling this hatred up for me for a long time apparently, and she just like let it all come out there. So then I made like a response video, not a response video. I just made a video like explaining what I was talking about, still not mentioning her at all. She then makes more videos attacking me, saying that I'm fucking my pet bird. I'm just like, if you're this passionate about what you're talking about, why aren't you out helping? Why are you starting TikTok drama right now? Is it really the time to be starting TikTok drama? I said nothing about her and she pumped out like 5 videos about me. I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't gonna say anything, but honestly, like, why not? I believe there's a special place in hell for people that purposely put mass amounts of hate on somebody else. Even if I don't like somebody, I would never do that to someone, because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of death threats, and she knew exactly what she was doing with that. So next thing, people are looting houses, okay? That is happening. I was not saying that homeless people are the ones looting houses and they're the only ones looting houses. I just touched on the homeless thing because that's what everyone was talking about. Emmy's like, what are they looting? The houses are burned down. A neighborhood will get evacuated. Before the neighborhood burns down, that's when people go in and loot houses, okay? I can't. The reason I said some homeless people are good and some are bad, a lot of homeless people are not in their right minds, is because I lived in Hollywood for 2.5 years. I've seen some shit. It's really sad. I've never seen a homeless situation as bad as what I've seen in Hollywood, ever. Even in like New York City, I've never seen it this bad before. But I lived in Hollywood for 2.5 years, and the homeless people like around my apartment complex were so fucking chill. I would get home from like a night out, I'd go smoke with them, I'd get them food. There was this guy Caesar, I bought him a tent, I set him all up. He was fucking lit. I loved all the homeless people around my apartment complex. So one time I was like, I'm gonna go buy like sandwiches from Phil's and walk down Sunset and like give out breakfast sandwiches to homeless people, and oh my God. I did that a couple of times and it was a very like 50-50 reaction I would get. About half of them would be like, thank you so much, this is lit, awesome, thank you for the sandwich. The other half would chase me down the road, threaten me, like scream at the wall, and like it was like really, and that's really sad. It happens to a lot of people, especially homeless people in Hollywood. They get wrapped up into drugs, shit goes south, and they lose their minds. In my 2.5 years living in Hollywood, I've had great experiences with homeless people, and I've also been followed down the road, them telling me they were going to RAPE my whole family. They're running down the road with hammers, screwdrivers, like it's crazy out there. I ended up leaving Hollywood and moving out of that area because it was just really sad to be around. I'm a walker. I like to walk around where I live every day, and just seeing that and being around that every day is very sad. So I ended up leaving. I couldn't handle it anymore. I had this overwhelming urge to help them every day, and most of them are so far out of their minds that they don't want help. Even the cool guy Caesar that I was like kicking it with, like I was in contact with his mom. He didn't want to go home. Like a lot of them just don't understand. It's mental illness, it's drugs, it's really sad. So that's why I said that. But there's everyone's looting houses. It's not just homeless people. That's all I'm gonna say. If you are sitting at home and you are ferocious in the comment section and that's what you do all day long, I'm gonna be a little bit cliche here. Touch some fucking grass. Touch some fucking grass. Go read a book, go on a walk, go out to lunch with your mom, for the love of God, and donate to the LA wildfires. Peace out.
Well, there you have it, guys. Tara just wanted to help. And now she's helping by villainizing them on TikTok from the safety of her Beverly Hills home that she owns. Anyway, let's hear from Leo.
Now that enough time has gone on since my original video, we are now seeing reports of all the things I warned everybody about have happened. It's confirmed and it's worse than people thought. I'm happy as hell to see all the support and people actually reaching out and helping and the community coming together in certain places. That does not negate the fact that the duality exists. The good is out, the bad is out. That's what I wanted to wake everybody up to. When I said there are people when disaster strikes will capitalize, you're seeing it on TikTok. There are so many people trying to capitalize on this whole situation, getting off the point of warning people, helping people, and contributing any kind of benefit to the situation. All they're doing is just talking shit about me because it garners views. They wanted clout and they got it. This is just a minor scale of the type of people I was talking about. That's them. As much as y'all fucking hate me, I hate you right back. So let's clear this up right now.
Every single person who made a video talking about me, every fucking dollar y'all have made, somebody total it the fuck up and I'll match it. We're all gonna donate the fucking money. Are you willing to come out of your fucking pocket? Or you just want to sit here and run that mouth? You got a chance right now to help and contribute. So let's see. When you want to talk about character, match it. Let's do this.
Well, you heard him. It's worse than we thought. I can't help but notice yet again a lack of sources here, but you heard him. I guess it's worse than we all thought. Also, when he then says that the people using him for clout, that's the people he was talking about. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about homeless people. I'm confused. But then again, I usually am confused in Leo's videos. So, anyway, let's hear what Emmy had to say about that.
1 + 1 = 2. I'm assuming that's about me. If I wanted to make money off your name, I would have brought your name up a long time ago. And if I wanted to make money on speaking about people, I wouldn't be working at a dog camp. That's never been my content. That will never be my content. I think you had a bad take, and I think what you said is harmful. That is why I spoke on it. You still haven't addressed villainizing homeless people, still haven't addressed fear-mongering. I also can't assume the video's about me, but it's pretty easy to assume that. I once again never denied crime happening. Crime happens. We're in a big city. We're in Los Angeles. My original problem was the way that you went about it and the way that you made it sound like the purge. And when everyone is already afraid and should be coming together, you're further driving them apart. I assume you didn't sit and listen to what I was saying. You said the good is out, the bad is out. That's what I wanted everyone to see. Your original video, only bad. The whole thing, only bad. Your ego is also so huge that you thought that people wanted to just use your name to clout chase when people just disagreed with you because you had a bad take. That's why so many people wanted to talk on it, not because they want to use your name. I also think you're copping out by not addressing what the actual issue people were mad about is. I'm doing my part. I'm volunteering. I'm donating what I can. I'm not rich. I don't live in a high rise. I work a job. Keep doing your part. Donate. Do what you can. Thank you.
Anyway, I don't really, we're done talking about this, but I'm really glad that we got the clout that Leo had to offer. We are going to link some sources below to places you can donate if you would like to. Don't worry, they won't be scams. We had to do a lot of research to find them. Otherwise, remember guys, head on a swivel, watch your back, and good luck out there in the purge.
Well, anyway, we desperately need a We Love the Internet moment because that was a lot to process. And again, sorry, we're not getting to Ash this episode, but we will next episode, I think.
We could only handle enough rage for one.
I know, it would have actually put me in such a bad mood.
Oh, actually, really quick, one last thing about the fires. There's a app called Watch Duty, and it gives you like up to the minute updates about containment, about new fires. There's pictures, there's links to news things, and it's just super, super helpful. It's free, and it's like a nonprofit. There's a map you can see. You can like have it notify you if there's something close to you, or if you're just like, if you have a friend somewhere, you can set it to have that fire that's close to them. If there's any updates, it notifies you. So highly recommend downloading it.
Amazing.
Anyway, now we love the internet.
Thank you for sharing something actually helpful, Lily. We appreciate you, Queen.
He's probably like, that's a conspiracy. They're just tracking your location to come rob you.
Okay, so my We Love the Internet, quick and random, just like I like them.
Who in the fucking Lord Voldemort was walking here? And why he walk like this?
When I tell you, I have not been sleeping well. Amelie has been waking up and bothering me. But I was crying because when I saw the pointy boots, I'm like, what even? Because that's not like a high heel. It was just.
What was it? Does Lord Voldemort
the visual was
have
funny.
Pointy shoes?
I don't know, but he would, wouldn't he? Anyway.
I don't know. For a second, I thought they were just going to be big, and I was like, oh God, was it the person with the big shoes?
No. Not this time.
Okay. I passed this today, and it made me laugh.
If there's one group of people who you can count on to be the silliest of gooses, it is us. Oh, you don't want the Chinese to have our very sensitive personal data? We will drop it off directly. It is impossible to underestimate how little I care that the Chinese has my data. I will suck on a tampon and overnight it to the CCP. Okay? I do not care.
That was a little extreme for me.
Xiaohongshu, aka Redno, is now the #1 app in the App Store. It's like Chinese Instagram and Pinterest put together, but you can scroll on it like TikTok. The CEO even put up a video welcoming us TikTok refugees. You can find me on there. But y'all, it is so funny over there. I saw somebody say that they changed their username on there to their social security number so their Chinese might get promoted faster. And somebody put up a post asking what the Chinese users feel about the Americans being over there. And a Chinese user wrote, "In the club, we all fail." Anyways, I think it's hilarious. So come on over. Come on.
One of my main things whenever that's like the big, like, oh, they're stealing our data. I'm like, what data?
Don't
like,
care. Don't care.
Whatever.
Apple knows what the inside of my butthole looks like. Anyway, if you guys made it through this episode, we appreciate you very much. And wow, what a ride. Always fun talking about our friend.
We have so many friends on this show.
I know. It's just a wonderful, warm place. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And as always, we will see you on Monday. Bye.
And stay safe. Protect yourself.
They're coming.
Cheers.